Now we're going to talk about Atowak. Again, I love this brand. The only thing that I don't like about it is the name. So if they could come up with a rebrand one day, take a hint from Christopher Ward, that would be much appreciated from this watch pirate. And I was ready to actually roast this latest piece, because I am that kind of watch pirate that feeds the hand that feeds it, you know. But then I saw one little detail that pulled me back from this depressing situation of roasting the very sponsor that is funding this channel and pulling me into promoting it as one of the best releases of the brand. So, what made me flip flop faster than a growing barnacle on a ship's hull? Wait, anything is faster than a growing barnacle under the ship's hull. Anyway, so what made me flip flop faster? Find out in this latest review of the tarantula from the tarantula. That's that name. That's also a bad name. Anyway, find out in this latest review of the tarantula from Atowak. This video is brought to you by Atowak. This is the third iteration of the Wandering Hour complication from the brand. It should feel familiar and even derivative, as it's a mechanism that's not just reused by this company but also other brands competing for your wallet. Zurich, Gorilla, Dewis, Fantasos are just some of the names that are not Atowak who's also using this way to tell the time. Most are using these affordable Japanese movements, but if you push your budget and aspirations high enough, you'll find Hotlands, Urwerk, and AP occupying these spaces nicely. Occupying my wrist is easy enough for the tarantula, even though it's as slender as a mermaid's appendage. That's all due to the lugless setup that also hides a convenient feature. New to Atowak is the latch spring bar mechanism that is a touch more premium feeling than your quick-release spring bars. We're seeing these also on newer straps from Swiss brands such as Zenith. I'm more than happy to get this feature on a watch that's just a fraction of a Zenith Pilot's cost. Made from very soft NBR rubber, the comfort is simply amazing. I'm not a fan of the tapering perforation, but it helps in ventilating the band. Each tarantula comes with 2 straps, multiplying the fun in dressing up your watch. It's just like playing dress up with Barbie dolls and their wardrobe. Don't ask me how I know, just go with it. This uncut sequence demonstrates how quick and easy it is to switch bands. The buckle's equally easy enough to secure with its dual pin configuration. The black strap gives it a stealthy and sporty personality. If you want a touch of class, an Artem sailcloth strap is guaranteed to enhance the look of this tarantula. This is my favorite combination of this watch, and this loopless full black stitch strap adds a much needed restraint to an otherwise unconventional timepiece. Artem sailcloth straps are durable and weather resistant, a definite addition on top of a beautifully textured strap. If you want to add a bit more life into this watch, it will also work with your preferred Horween leather strap. It's a definite acquired taste, but it's adventurous at best. That's me playing around with the watch on the table and on the screen. So far, I found that it's a solid design but not exactly groundbreaking. Let's now switch to a side-to-side comparison against their previous offering, the Cobra. Visually, it looks like it's a totally different animal aside from its namesakes. The brand eliminated the primary complaint that I have about the ceiling height of the crystal, and removing this space made the profile more compact. Dial-wise, it's also much more open and welcoming compared to the Cobra that forces you to focus on the scale and needles. Of the two, it's clear which resembles a watch and which is likely a time machine reactor. From below, the Cobra has a fun but option-limiting unique connector system, while the Tarantula can still use your conventional spring bars and straps. Oat still has this amazing articulation because of their lugless design, but there's more strap on the sides on this case rather than below. The Cobra can make the case for the more comfortable fit on the wrist, but the Tarantula can crawl under your sleeve better. Try holding on to that metal image. And now for a closer examination. One of the biggest draws of these watches is the tremendous depth, which is often a double-edged sword as it increases the case height. Here's where they created a visual illusion of thinness. This step between the bezel and case fools your eyes to thinking that it's a thin watch. It is sleeker than its predecessor, and this is highlighted even more on its own. It's also a welcome change to have this skeletonized rotor. These slats are also represented on the straps, unifying the design further. The simple buckle is also a good choice, rounding out the exterior of the piece. These forces your eyes to focus on the dial, and there's much more to see. There's so much layering on this scale alone. This provides volumetric interest rather than just displaying the information. The race wandering hour gauge uses its dimensionality for contrast. No issues in legibility here. But this is what really excited me with this watch. I mentioned previously that the complication needs a running seconds indicator to show you that it's actually active. I even told this to the brand personally. And like a personal genie, Atowak made my wishes come true with a shuriken running seconds indicator on top of this wandering hour structure. Now I can be both a pirate and a ninja at the same time. I mean, you can keep turning this thing all day long and it never gets old. Oh, and that loom is also fantastic. I love seeing these products that come up with amazing features despite their materials and resources constraints. They cleverly use lightweight materials to support a complicated mechanism that's mounted on a mass-produced Asian caliber. They kept the retail down under the $3,000 mark while offering features that can be found on watches multiple times its cost. Yeah, sure, I've said that before, and who actually listens to this scrawny watch pirate? Well, this brand did. Now, about that rebrand. So Microbrands out there learned a lesson from the Atowak Tarantula. This could have been a very derivative design, but they managed to refresh it, package it in a more compact watch profile, and it's now more desirable because it added that one feature that this watch pirate suggested. Well, I like to think that I suggested it, but it might have been suggested by other people as well. But nevertheless, by listening to its audience, the Atowak Tarantula now has a place in many people's collections.